When was it? How old were you when you completely head over heels fell in love with watches?
Well, probably when I moved back to Hong Kong from overseas. My passion for mechanical stuff, for particularly cars, I have to stop. I mean, there just wasn't space. I couldn't afford a car in Hong Kong at the time, so I devoted all these mechanical itches into mechanical watches. It's extremely soothing to play with mechanical watches, and it's a lot easier to maintain and to upkeep a mechanical watch versus a car. That was when I was 28, 27, 28.
Okay, moving swiftly on. So which was the first watch you ever had, or the most important watch in your collection? Initially.
Well, it's such a long journey, it's really difficult to point which particular piece was the most important. But the important thing is that not only do I still have it, I have it here with me. I mean, so imagine the watch was with me, and then we moved, and then it was 20 years, then came back. I still have this watch.
20 years.
So this is...
Tell me about it.
This is a digital watch from way back in, I don't want to say the year, because, you know, it's going to scare everyone.
Your age.
Yes, you know, I just want to, for those who are living in Hong Kong, I am very near the age of getting this 长者八达通. So then, you know, I had this
free rides on the
$2 for any MTR. So check out my wrist, right? This is when I was 13.
It still fits.
I can still wear it, so I haven't gained that much weight.
You've gained the weight and you've lost it.
I took out the batteries, and I just didn't have time to try to put the batteries in. And you can see the screen is kind of murky. It's got this funky purple color. I don't know if it still works, but I remember I was in school, run around with friends, and it has this little speaker thing here.
Oh, okay.
Dude, this is the alarm. Dude, the alarm of a digital watch was like the thing to have.
Yeah, it was like
that was like really
state
cool
of the
thing.
art technology.
Yeah. I love this watch. Alba is obviously a Japanese digital watch company, which actually belongs to Seiko, and they are actually still around. So Alba watch was one of my first. I wouldn't say it's really the first piece. I might have other Mickey Mouse watch or something else, but this is the one that I still have. So very proud. This is my baby.
Were all digital watches back then Japanese?
Most of them, yes. There were some European, but they were expensive.
I think my first one was a Casio G-Shock. The modern number, something like 56. The one you have, but plastic.
Yes.
Totally plastic.
5,000 series.
5600 or something. And that was almost 30 years ago.
Yes, it was the 35th anniversary. Yeah.
It's got to be. I must have had it when I was in my teens. Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Wow. Okay. You look like you're 20 something.
Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised.
My 30-year-old brother. Next, we've got the watch you've worn the most in the last year.
Yes.
Which is the IWC.
2020, which is we're in the middle of the pandemic. Obviously, I just bought the watch, so it was my new watch, and I love it. So I wear it more often. More important is because it's the first watch that IWC make out of carbon fiber. So because of the pandemic, you have to wash your hand all the time, where you have this watch that pairs with a nylon strap and a carbon Kevlar case. It's perfect for constant hand washing. The watch is limited to just 100 pieces, but there is something even more unique to this 100 pieces. When IWC was coming up with the idea to create this watch, They reached out to a group of 14 Hong Kong collectors to share their input on what sort of idea they have that they would like to see in the new watch. I was one of the 14 people, and those 14 has the option to take the watch with a very special feature, which you're gonna see it in the next screen, which is a red color 10 on the calendar disc. Why 10? Because in Hong Kong, the 1881 boutique celebrates its 10th anniversary. So out of that 100 pieces, only 14 has these red 10. So, you know, these are kind of what I call unicorn watches.
Nice.
Very, very rare.
It's really light.
Yes.
It's like a plastic watch on my wrist, without disrespecting IWC. It's just light.
I think Jason meant it's like a composite watch on his wrist, not plastic.
Are G-Shocks composite or are they plastic?
Depending. Now, the new G-Shock has a composite core, which is carbon Kevlar as well.
Just a fancy word for plastic.
You know, it's a technical term. Well, if you want to say plastic, you can also say it in a fancy way and call it polymer.
It's a polymer.
Yeah,
Plastic.
polymer. Yes. This is the watch that I wear most often in 2020. The 8 days power reserve is for you wear the watch for the weekend, you leave it, you're wearing your other watches, then you pick it up on Monday, the watch is still running.
Yeah. I used to think 72 hours was enough, but it's not, because you put it down, you forget it, and then before you know it, it stops.
Absolutely, especially for collectors like you. He has numerous number of watches, so you go through it, you know,
As many as he is.
2-3 weeks, then you know, done with one cycle, you come back, it's 2 or 3 weeks later. So a week, I think this is perfect.
Lovely.
And then finally, one watch that I will not sell. If I can only keep one watch, this is the watch.
As a president?
Yes.
Yes, I know my watches.
This is an 18 karat gold Rolex President date. Now, the watch belongs to my father, and he has worn it. He bought it new in 1960s. Late 60s, early 70s, and he has, you know, wore it for a long time, and so it means a lot to me.
We've seen your collection.
You haven't?
Actually, we've seen a very small
you asked me to
fraction.
show 3 watches, and your criteria were very
I've asked
narrow.
him before, and he
Yes.
said he can't show me the whole collection because his wife would get upset.
I did not say that, honey. Honey, it's a lie. You know my collection, okay?
Okay.
So no. But I think next time we should talk about, you know, how a lot of people in Asia collect watches, and it's really humid here. So what are the things that you need to watch out for? When should you wind your watch? For people who have multiple watches, are you supposed to wind it? You know, all of the watches? Are you supposed to put it on a watch winder?
Yeah.
So when are you supposed to wind it? How do you wind it? Tons of things that we could talk about. Like the most common problem people see is condensation under the sapphire.
Really?
Why is there condensation? Is it because I'm sweaty? You know, so we could talk about that next time.
And also, we can go watch shopping.
Yes, sure.
Any boutique.
Okay. Do we get to really take away what we like?
I mean,
You need to find a proper sponsor.
I don't have that kind of cash.
No, not your cash. I want your money. So
Which means we
you
need to
get-
sponsor some
get a-
watches.
Yes. Brands. If you're keen to let us wear your watch, contact Jason.
Yeah, we should go shopping for watches.
Exactly.